Technology has made our lives easier.
Yeah,
I can do this very very quickly. Otherwise, 5-10 साल पहले तो बड़ा मुश्किल होता था ये.
yeah.
So, Mayank, we are ready to go live.
Sure.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Today I have with me Mayank Arora.
Mayank
He,
Malik.
Mayank Malik, my bad. Sorry. Mayank has been a technologist in the past. He worked with marquee companies and brands like Adobe and Microsoft. And now he's a market trader, primarily focused on currency and index based trades. So I will have a conversation with Mayank in terms of thinking through his journey and what advice he has had in terms of when he made different switches in his careers and what suggestions he could make for the younger audiences of Akadru today. Welcome, Mayank. Good to have you today on this platform. Very good afternoon.
Thank you, Abhishek, for having me here. My pleasure to be with you and Akadru and the community of Akadru and share some of my experience over here. I will be like keeping it pretty much simple. No technology talk, no financial terms in over here, just practical experience.
Yes, and I think that is the most valuable one. So maybe you could start off by sharing your own journey and share with us as to how this journey has panned out and what did you learn along the way.
Sure. So, like how you gave my brief introduction, I come from a technology background. I have done my engineering, and soon after engineering, obviously, when we pass out, we are at the age of 20, 21, 22. We really don't know at that particular point in time where should we go and steer our career. So, I was also onto the same boat, and in over there, like how you have some societal pressure or even whatever your family is guiding, you just go and take up those choices and you end up with those choices. So I started my career. I got selection in one of the PSUs. Started my career from over there, and then moved on to Infosys, Microsoft, IBM. I whenever I got new opportunities, I was like more of yes, this is more interesting. Let me go and work on that particular opportunity. I did not per se stick on to the brand, even though I worked with one of the most renowned brands and people, even my friends, family were very much amazed on when I tell them that okay, I'm getting some another interesting opportunity. I need to move on that particular opportunity, and they were like, "Why you need to go and leave brand like Microsoft?" Even my first PSU, Gale, that was like government of India undertaking company. Why you need to go and leave A grade PSU and move on to something else? So, but I was more of like uh, taking more challenges, learning some of the things over there, new things, and then trying my skills over there. Then what happened is
Mayank, we are
last
getting
year
some
this pandemic
disturbances.
strike.
Maybe
Okay,
you can change your internet connection a little bit if it's possible.
one, 1 second, I'll do that.
So, what Mank has told us so far is that he is focused on journeys which have been interesting for him. and that's the point when he's made a switch from PSU to technology, and maybe from technology to trading. Over to you, Mayank. I was just filling it in the gap. Go ahead.
Sure, sure. So last year, like how everyone know that we were hit with pandemic, and even in that whole pandemic situation, there were jobs which went away, and so people came back to home. I was also one of them. And the thing is, after working for 20 years continuously straight, I thought this is a good opportunity to go and take sabbatical, take a break, and start working on some of the projects you are passionate about. I was very much passionate about capital markets since 2009. So I thought of, okay, let me go and learn this. So I applied my same technology skills, started learning about capital markets. There are a lot many websites, YouTube tutorials are there, and all those things are there. Okay, but what I have experienced in all of this is until and unless you pay a huge amount of price to the market, because you will lose a lot of money when you will start trading, or you will just try learning. And if you don't have that much of capital with you which you can afford to lose, I think it is better to go and find a right mentor who can give you a right direction to enhance your skills in capital markets. And thing is, uh, even I've seen there is a lot of big community of traders and investors who keep on writing some blogs, sharing the tweets. They even post their profits which they are making every day, and all of this is actually very much attractive to the person who wants to get into the capital market. But whatever is being posted is not right, is not truth to a larger extent. There are only very few traders which I can go and tell that they are making profits. And the thing is, if you look at trading or even going into capital markets, the the entry barrier is very low. You don't need any qualification, you don't need any degree, you don't need to apply for a job, you don't need any of those things. You can just open the account with broker, start trading next day. But to be successful in capital markets is like very, very tough task. uh, I would say like 95 to 97% of people will lose money in capital markets if they don't know how to trade, and money just flushes off. Even I have blown my account multiple times, but it has come on a very expensive learning to me. And even today, if somebody comes to me and say that, okay, can you help me give some trade suggestions and all those things, I would say it is not about the skill, it is about the mindset. Do you have that particular mindset to go and trade? Like say, for example, if somebody is coming with 10 lakhs capital, do you have like say emotional mindset to see that 10 lakhs turning into say minus 8 lakhs in within 2 days, even though it is notional loss, but uh, but do you have that particular capacity to withhold on that particular trade or conviction? Especially people who are coming with an engineering mindset, they try to learn all of these thousands of indicators which are there, which they go and apply thousands of indicators, and then they say that, okay, my logic is saying this, I will trade this particular way. That is not how the market runs. Market runs with the trend, and you need to go and flow with that particular trend. If you go against the trend, it will just rip you apart, and you will be left with no capital to go and trade back again. So it is all about mindset over there. It is not about, even like say if you have right skill, and then you say that, okay, I have created a right strategy. Tomorrow I'll go and apply that particular strategy. But all what is when the market opens next day, how you actually trade. It is not about the plan, it is more about execution in the markets.
So very well said, Mayank. Uh, you talked about mindset, and at Akadru, we've talked about a learning mindset, a growth mindset a number of times. What I think a lot of our viewers would be interested in are those key traits which would help one pivot from one successful career to another successful career. At the time when you're pivoting, you don't know whether that's going to be successful or not. But if you think back from a government career to a private technology based career, and now an independent business operator, if you may, what are those things which helped you succeed and pivot from one to the other?
Sure. So one thing which I would say is, obviously you need to go and have a mentor. Unless you have a mentor, it's very tough, I would say, over here. So find a right mentor if you can, and if you are able to find that particular mentor, your life will be immensely helpful in pivoting the career. Second is about these skills, and don't treat them as skills, or don't treat them that, okay, you need to learn it as a skill and apply it. Rather, make it a habit over there. So I'll give you some of the background, how I created some of the habits. Number one thing is, if you are coming to market, you come to market as, like say, in wearing two hats. One hat is the hat of the investor, and another hat is hat of a trader. So hat of an investor, when you go and put on, it is like you are investing some money by looking at the fundamentals of a company, or putting some money into mutual funds by studying the performance of that particular mutual fund, and that will grow over a period of time when the market goes up or that particular stock goes up. Trader is someone who will actually go and make money. Doesn't even matter whether the market goes up or the market goes down. So they make money in moving up and moving down as well. So, so you need to have some of the basics right. One. Second is, like how I'm saying, how you go and create those habits. Number one thing is, if you want to be a trader, your number one, you look at some of the past things. Like if you hold a credit card, look at the history of your credit card statement. Have you ever been defaulter on that particular credit card statement? Were you not able to, like say, make a full payment to the bank from which you have taken that particular? If you have been defaulter in last 3 years, even like say for 1 month in last 3 years, I would say you need to go and fix that before you become a trader. How much of loan do you have right now? If you have like say debt on you, if you have like say education loan, car loan, home loan on you, I would seriously advise to not to become a trader. So these are some of the, you should be debt free completely. You should never be a defaulter on a credit card. You should have enough amount of capital with you, which you have saved, which you can go and exercise in trading, so that in case even if you lose, you will not lose your peace of mind that you need to go and pay EMI, or you need to really go and probably make an installment or give this some committed money to credit card or any of those particular instruments. So that is one thing. Second is, whenever you are making a decision, being a trader, never make a decision in the market uh, with the state of mind of greed, or with a state mind of I would say fear. Because if you go and make those decisions with a state of mind of greed or fear, you are always bound to lose as a trader. Plus, there should be like you should be like having a healthy mindset. By healthy or wealthy mindset, by wealthy mindset, what I mean is whatever you have right now, you should be content in it. If you have more of a complaining mindset, that particular mindset will spiral you down in life. If you have more like uh, an appreciative and content mindset, that particular mindset will help you win all those particular trades. And obviously, start with a goal. If you don't have a goal, if your goal is, okay, let me go and try something and then see if it works or not, it will never work. There should be a definite goal with you that you want to probably go and make it as an alternate career. Yes. Or if you want to, like, say, start with, like, say, okay, my monthly expenses are, say, about 25,000 rupees for basic needs. So set a goal that will I be able, so my goal is like to make 25,000 every month from the market. And any of, like, say, trader who are coming with a small capital of, like, say, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, I would not advise them. You should be having at least like minimum 5 lakhs to start learning with, and then minimum of 10 lakhs capital already with you to start trading in actual terms. If someone is coming saying that, like, okay, I have 50,000, 1 lakh, can I trade? Obviously, you can trade and learn, but you will not be able to make a living out of it. So it is an expensive thing. It is an expensive skill, but to learn that, there are a lot many things which you need to go and set right in first place before even thinking about trading.
Thank you, Mayank. I think I got a lot of good points from this conversation. You talked about having a mindset of abundance, which helps you take decisions with equanimity, and talked about having mentors early on in life, which who could essentially direct you in terms of what needs to be done. And then you talked about some habits which need to be inculcated so that you can play the game. But think about for a moment the transition skills that you needed to have. I mean, what were those specific skills that helped you move from one job to the other? I come back to this because at this time when we are living in what's called as a world which is marked by a tremendous amount of flux, a lot of people are either leaving jobs or forced to leave their jobs. And oftentimes they do struggle in terms of what options they have. And if someone who is a 15-year-old, 18-year-old gets an insight in terms of what are those core skills or habits, as you say, that one needs to inculcate so that one could transition from one job to the other in a smoother fashion, that would certainly be very, very helpful for our viewers.
Sure. So first skill, I would say, if you're coming as investor, let us talk about trader since we are talking about trading. So let us talk about, if you're coming as a trader, you should be able, you should be, like, say, able to read the charts day in, day out.
Mhm.
Those particular charts should act like as very much informative to you. If you are like not into analytics, not into like, say, reading those numbers, not good in mathematics, probably you need to work on, because analytics, mathematics, reading charts, statistics, those are the skills which you really need to have if you want to become a trader. Then there is a lot of content on Investopedia. This is like one very famous site uh, which talks about different types of indicators and all for trading. You can go through that particular site, learn about those particular indicators, have that particular uh, skill ready with you before you go and trade into the market. So this I would say, these are more of like say skill which you need. These are more of like say tactical skills which you need, but I already talked about some of the mental skills. So tactical
Right.
skills plus mental skills will make you a better trader. Not just coming with just tactical skills will help you. You need to have a lot of mental skills as well. But those mental skills will come to you only when you execute and when you enter into a real trade. People also say that, okay, I'll develop those mental skills with paper trading. But in paper trading, your emotions will not work because in the back of the mind, that there is no money put on the table and then you are just doing it a paper trade. So mental skills you will be able to make only on a real trade. That is one. Second, if you're coming as an investor, I would recommend, like say, whosoever just started their job this particular year or last year or even in the last 5 years, people who are in the age group of below 30 years, I would highly recommend them that they should start doing like say systematic investment plan in mutual fund. And for that, they really don't need a very a different kind of skill. They only need like say an advice from a right mutual fund advisor, or probably they can do their own research, go to value research online. There are a lot of sites available. They can do their own research, and they can do a systematic investment plan on for about like say 20-25 years. And that plan will be something like, okay, they will start with 1 lakh rupees as initial sum, or maybe if they don't have 1 lakh rupees, maybe like say start with investing just 10,000 rupees every month. So save 10,000 rupees, put it into mutual fund every month. And if they don't know what is the eighth wonder of the world, eighth wonder of the world is the compound interest. And that 10,000 rupees every month, if they go and put in a systematic investment plan, I think in 20 years, it will land and give them a capital of 1.2 crores. So that is the power of compound interest. And I'm talking about if the mutual fund gives an average return of like say 12 to 15%, they will make 1.2 crores in 20 years. Uh, so
That
so
makes sense a lot, Mayank. But contextualize this in from the perspective of someone who is in the final years of his school
mhm,
or in the initial years of his college. For them, usually an ability to do actual money-based trading are fairly limited.
yes,
They'll probably end up doing paper-based trading. But what you've said is very, very valuable in terms of focusing on making sure that your basic concepts are right. You've built your capacity in mathematics and ability to read charts. What other things they could do, a 20-year-old or an
sure.
18-year-old can do to build robustness in skills and eventually become resilient, that they are able to make those transitions fearlessly.
Sure. So what they can do is they can start picking on the fundamentals of the companies. So there are about more than 5,000 listed companies
Mhm.
on our stock exchange, both National and Bombay Stock Exchange. What they can do is start looking at the fundamentals of the companies, look at the annual reports, look at some of the ratios which are there for that particular company. What is the face value? What is the current equity value? How much is the market capital of a particular company? What is the business they do? And whether that particular business will be in demand in time to come or not, how they are doing with the cash flow. So all of these numbers are published by all of the listed companies every quarter. So they can read the annual report, or they can read through the quarterly statements which are coming from these companies, and then start making their mind on, okay, if I would be having some capital, I will go and invest in this particular company. Read through about the management of that company. what that manage, what the vision of that particular management is. Is there any background history for that particular management? How they have been working for that particular company? So read through these particular things and start preparing your frame of mind on whenever they are going to start having money, their own money, where they want to go and invest in. Plus, also what they can do is read through the charts of those particular companies, how the stock chart is doing for those companies. Not, I'm saying not just be limited to the companies which are listed in India. Read through like some of the companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Go through their fundamentals, go through their charts, how these companies they have turned their stock prices into a monster value. And obviously, don't try to judge a particular company by just looking at the price of that particular stock, but try to probably shortlist company from the value of that particular stock. So even today, like say a company like ONGC might be trading at around 100 rupees per stock, but a company like MRF uh, tires, it is probably trading at around 80,000 rupees. So don't look at what is the price, but rather look at what is the value behind that particular whole stock.
Yes, I think that does make sense. And even at Akadru, we do talk about having a very extensive reading background. In fact, some of the key recommendations for people who want to focus on market based learning and dynamics have been to start off by reading Warren Buffett's letters, which have been published for so many decades. And recently, I think Jeff Bezos have also started publishing his letters to shareholders. They are, I think, extensive and very good reading in terms of building fundamentals. Of course, mathematical background is certainly very, very helpful. But just taking a small digression here, uh, and how do you think someone at this point in time, I mean, who's a 15-year-old, who's an 18-year-old, can prepare for a time that when calamity strikes? I mean, he loses a job and he has to pivot. You talked about good habits, you talked about resilience, you talked about need for mentors. But is there a specific way a person can prepare his mindset or think about the skills that he could acquire when he is a high school student or when he's in college? Any advice on that?
My only advice to them was obviously they can acquire all the skill, but like say for example, even if you look at me today, I am like 40 plus. So how I'm able to right now make that particular mindset or make that whole pivotal change of my career, even when I'm not working and I'm able to uh, earn my living through self-employment, like how you want to say, is because of the savings what I have. And until and unless somebody is having that savings with them, or they will probably not feel secure, financially secure, I would say. So and to have that particular savings, they need to start very early on in the life. So and today if you go to, I don't know, but I come from my school education was done in 80s and 90s, and during my school education nobody taught me about personal finance. Nobody taught me about how you can really go and make some money by using own skills. What I have been prepared was about how I can really go and work in an industry as a worker. So so probably try find those particular, or try reading personal finance by yourself. Try reading. There are a lot many content available today. Earlier we used to go into library and search for books, but today you can just go to YouTube and make a quick search and see a lot many topics are there on personal finance and how you can really start building up early.
That's practical advice, actually. I mean, there is a repertoire of skills that you can definitely cultivate, which can stand by you. And we've talked about that in terms of mindset and habits. But I think another very, very important bit is certainly about having the necessary funds available so that either you can take risk in life, or when the calamity strikes, you are able to repurpose your objective and move forward. Now, thinking about it slightly more, and I think we've covered that in Akadru in quite a bit. In fact, I remember one of the celebrated TED speaker, Angela Lee Duckworth. She talks about grit and resilience, and saying that that is probably the single most salient predictor of success.
Right.
It's a single most salient predictor of you moving from failure to a successful situation, you coming out of the deep and making a mark. Uh, Tell me again, very quickly, and we're almost at the end of the time. How were you able to make the transition apart from the savings that you've had, apart from the mindset that you've had, when you made a move from a technology job to a trading job and your own job, of course. And what did you carry forward from one job to the other in terms of skills, in terms of learnings that you could apply in a new job?
Yeah, so in my new project, you can see about this new project on algoadventures.com. I
Mhm.
really don't want to publicize much, so I keep things very simple and within my closed community. But what I did was, since I come from the technology background, what I did, I started using the APIs from exchange, stock exchange, and the brokers, and I created my own algorithms in Python. So these algorithms runs on a real time, as well as also you can go and backtest these algorithms on a historical data to see how they are giving you some trade suggestions, and then you can tweak on to make the algorithms become more better and better. So I applied all those skills, even though I moved out from the whole technology companies, but technology did not went out of me. So, so I started writing these algorithms. But the key thing over here is, even if you write those algorithms, you should be knowing how to trade using those algorithms.
Right.
Even you have, like, say, an airplane with you, you should be knowing how to fly that particular airplane. So because it is a complex thing, algorithms are also fairly complex over there. But one last thing, we are just under the top of the time, but one last thing which I would like to say is, back again, if you want to change your life, or if you want to pivot from one career to other career, you need to start with the choice of words you have. So the words what you speak, or the words what you think in your mind, that actually go and create those thoughts, and those particular thoughts will give you certain level of choices, and those particular choices will help you make those decisions, and those decisions only will lead you to actions. And once you start taking those actions will really go and make a pivotal change in your life. So always be very much, I would say, focused on the choice of words which you speak, the choice of friends, family, and even the community where you move. You have to be very much selective about it, because who you are right now and who you want to be, there is only difference between these two is what you do. So you have to be, like, say, super laser focused on what you do. And it all starts with a very simple thing: just change your words, it will change your thoughts, it will change your decisions, and it will change your actions.
Very well said. I think just to summarize some of the key points that Mayank mentioned for us, he emphasized upon the need to have mentors. He emphasized upon the need to build right habits and the right mindset, because that is the one thing that would stay with us as we go along. And specifically at an early age, he talked about the necessity of creating a habit of saving money, and that can come in when we start to learn personal finance. Of course, if you want to be in technology or trading related careers, you need to have skills around mathematics, around critical thinking. But that goes without saying. A lot of advice that Mayank gave was around good habits, not just about careers, but life itself. And thank you so much for that. I'm sure everyone would find this very valuable, and we would definitely come back to you should we have any questions, so that you can further enhance our viewers' understanding and help them move forward in their life. Thank you so much, Mayank. It was a pleasure to have you on board on Akadru with us. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Abhishek. Pleasure being here.
Bye bye.
Bye.